she's got some fear issues which can make her dangerous. So she's afraid of these poles. So I'm going to try to help her. So like she'll jump over it like it's 3,000 feet high. I'm going to just try to help her because this is something that, let's just say somebody didn't realize that and they were handling her in one of these events and she accidentally was brought near a pole and panics. So I'm going to ask her to step forward. So now, like for example, this is her language. And by stopping the energy is why I helped explain it to her. I was looking for that. So I'm going to ask her now to step forward. She'll be more likely to do it because I explained it to her. Now, she's telling me, you can't see her ears, but both her ears, I can turn around here, her ears are going out to the sides. So part of why what I do works with them is because I read them very well. So I read everything, like her eye, her nose, her ears. So her ears, when I ask her to get closer to the pole, her ears are going to go out to the sides. And when they do that, that's their way of telling us that they're worried about something. The closer I ask her to get, the more pronounced that's going to be. I ask her to look at the pole. So now I'm actually going to ask her to look at it, like put her nose down to it. So how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to encourage her to stay active with her nose so she figures out what I want her to do with her nose. Now her ears go out to the side because it moved. I'm going to ask her now to step as close to it as she can, comfortably. Now she's asking, do you want me to go over that or not? So I told her no. I just want her to get close to it. Let her know she did what I asked. Now I'm going to release her, and how I'm going to release her is to let her know that I understand you're afraid, and I'm going to tell her to go backwards, away from it. So that's how I'm going to release her from the pressure. And let her probably blow out. Tell her she's not supposed to get out of position, so I'm going to talk to her tail, tell her tail to go back around. So this time I'm going to ask her to come right back up to it, and this time I'm going to ask her to kind of come up to it with a little more confidence. Good, so she's asking me, is that good? I'm going to say, well, that's good for now, but I'm actually going to ask her to get a little bit closer without going over it. So her hesitation in her body kind of said I might think about jumping it instead. So I'm going to tell her we're going to stay steady on this light pressure of asking her to come a little bit closer. Then I'm going to ask her to bring that other foot a little bit closer. She might have to move a hind foot to make that happen, but I'm going to go ahead and ask her from there. Now she's asking me, did I do good? Again, I'm going to back her away. This is how I can help build her confidence by telling her she doesn't have to stay here in something that's very scary for her. I'm going to tell her to go that way, and then I'm going to tell her tail to go away and look at me again. And invite her back up. I want to see the progression of the confidence. So I'm going to ask her to see if she can walk up here more confidently. Bring that one foot and stop. Good. So now she's asking me, do you want me to go over it? And she's telling me that she's fairly confident about that idea. So I'm going to let her go over it, and she will pick up the speed after her front feet go over it. So she'll put her front foot over it kind of gingerly, like I think I know this is what you want me to do. But then her fear will get the best of her when it's under her belly. So the hind feet will trot over it. The front feet will step over it. The hind feet are going to trot over it. But I'm going to let her do that because I want her to build her confidence. Ooh, good girl. Now, coming from this direction, it looks different, so I wouldn't do that to her. I would tell her, let's do it from the same direction that you came from. I'm going to tell her front feet to go that way. go out and around. So by giving her a kiss cue, I told her I want your feet to move. That was my way of telling her it is a forward action that I'm looking for. I'm going to tell her tail, I want her tail to go away. Good. I'm going to invite her again to confidently come right up to it. She's asking me again, is that what you want? So her ears are talking to me. I'm going to ask this foot to get really close. I'm going to see if I can get that right front foot to actually touch the pole without crossing the pole. So I wouldn't try to put too much pressure on her to stop with it under her belly, not yet, but I am actually going to ask her to do that. Because I want to be able to tell her that I've got her back, and this is all specific instructions that I'm offering her. So I want her tail to go further away, so I'm going to talk to her tail. So I'm going to, now she's very confident, right? Now all of a sudden she's like, oh, I got this. So I might say, I'd like 1 foot over and then stop. And I'm going to tell her she can go ahead and finish it. Good. So now, like, if I was to ask her to do something really more advanced, like say sideways over the pole, like the other horse did, I wouldn't say, let's teach her sideways with the pole under her belly. I would teach her sideways first away from it. So first I'd have to tell her front legs to go that way. Good. Her hind legs to catch up. Hind legs. Hind legs. So I'm still talking to her tail, which is what I say when I want their hind legs to do something different. So I don't want to have to move. I just want her hind legs to listen to me. Front legs. Hind legs. I want more than that. That was a hard effort. I'm going to ask her again, because she did that more out of like response than understanding. So I'm going to say, I'd like you to, I know you're going to respond again, but still trying to explain to her, I want her hind feet to move. So how can I break that down? I can step out here and help her. But I wanted to be able to do it without having to step over there to help her. So I let her know she did what I wanted. Now she should be able to do it without me needing to get all the way over there. So if I can put them together, my focus will change not from the front feet to the back feet, from front feet to the back feet. Now I'm going to focus on the rib cage and see if I can't talk to all 4 feet. And now I'm going to ask her to go and do something that she's very unconfident about, and ask her to do something she can put together. Invite her. And now ask, there's a lot going on, so, oh, good girl, wrong way though. Okay, so I'm going to let her off of that, because she tried. She went the wrong way, but she tried. So what I'll do now is I'll give her an opportunity to do it the way she felt comfortable trying to do it. I know. So that head shake wasn't about a bug or her hair in her ears or anything. That head shake was actually her telling me that she's trying to come down off of some of the adrenaline. But, don't assume. Okay. So she leads and everything nicely. What about her, other than the poles? The reason I'm working on the poles is because she has such a fear of the poles. I would be afraid if somebody was handling her and walked her near a pole.
This is like the best pony. Like, she's not going to bite anybody. She's not going to kick anybody. Her thing is she gets fearful if there are too many kids coming at her at once. Like, your zombie approach would scare the F out of her.
Okay.
She does a zombie apocalypse towards the pony, and the pony goes, ah! So
okay.
you want the pony to go,
so
okay.
she trusts me enough that I'm hoping that we won't totally.
Yeah, exactly.
So he kind of.
Yeah. The zombie apocalypse approach in the book. Yeah, for sure.
Exposed to it unexpectedly. They're very safe.
Also, it could be a gallery.
Just everybody's so long. So we get an offer from a kid who's got a spastic tendency or a tick or something.
Exactly.
Or Tourette's.
Exactly. So this one probably didn't choose her. Yeah, that's really rude. That's really rude. You're gonna go out. It's not the end of the world. She's like, my boyfriend. Yeah.
So now she understands that I'm going to touch her when I come at her like that. So now she's not confident about it, but she's confident about when I get to that moment. You'll see she'll stop, like, oh wait, you're just gonna touch me. But when I first come in, she's gonna be like, oh, but watch, she's gonna quit right there.
It's different. You share to reduce her reaction.
Yeah.
And it's pleasant when you get there.
Right.
You're gonna give her like, oh.
Yeah. So it should get better, like she's already thought it through now.
You thought it through.
So then I might take up kind of my behavior, like, but she thought it through. And you can't tell, but she's looking and chewing each time that she processes when I come, and it's not terrible.
She's such a great horse, and yeah, we were saying if you've got a kid who's got Tourette's or spastic or is nonverbal and isn't processing your request of that person, then that's not gonna work because, but in other ways she'd be such an amazing gal.
Right. So like, now she should be able to, now she wants to actually be connected because she's like, okay, I get you. So that's nice. I wouldn't be surprised if she came over to me sideways. So, but now, if you saw, like, only when I initially initiate it does she get worried. But now she'll go, oh, it's not so bad.
Oh, what a good girl, Belle.
So kids bounce around. So anything else you want me to fix?
Yeah, I know. What next, right? That was pretty awesome. So let's say Michelle and I come up like that.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Try one of you at a time.
Okay, so Michelle, you go up like you're a kid with issues.
And come to the side of her that I was already doing this. Just so that way, she can make because she won't make the message on the other side of her body. Now see, she's thought to process it. Good. And then give her some love on, so she knows. Good. Now see, she's licking and chewing. Now, just the one thing I want to tell you that you might not have learned about horses is they're very claustrophobic. So I wouldn't even squeeze. I would rub. Give her a little scratch, something that she might like. Because if you're giving her a fearful thing, which she wants to escape from to begin with, then you hug her thinking you're doing something sweet. Now, me hugging her when I did that before was an added piece to it, because that's going to happen. People are going to want to hug her.
Because you're gonna, like the kids from PS36, were enamored with them. Everybody wanted to go to the White Queen first. Belle became the gravitational force of the pull. And that's what they want to do, so that's good to know.
Yep, okay, go ahead.
But I didn't know.
Well, it's okay for her to learn it, it's just I wanted to make sure that, like, right now while she's learning this, that you don't think that's rewarding to her, that's actually still something she's having to figure out.
So do the spastic and then just do the
Just give her a rub on, like right, see where the neck and the shoulder come together? Just give her a rub there. Okay, Susan, did you want to join?
Oh. So.
They went forward in how they process some stuff like that is they go forward in inward, their brain is inward, their thoughts are inward because they're kind of like a kid sitting on the end of a doctor's table, like getting ready to get a shot, and they're just like, just do it. So she went kind of internal to hope that it's not going to hurt her. Like, we're, yeah. Eventually, she'll be able to, but we help her find a place that's easy. Yeah, we're going to do this side of, because I didn't do the other side. So now what I want you guys to do is actually pretend like you're like fussing with each other, you know what I mean? So like it's like two kids kind of, and now go over to her like, cause see now you've got her attention, and go over to her like, ooh, we're fighting over who gets to pet her first. I want to pet her first. And then go over to her and see if she's, yep.
That's perfect. That's what we need to do it all of.
Okay.
So if we're training them also for galley work, stuff goes pretty crazy, they need to do the specific thing. That goes for the other horses too.
Okay.
So this gives us a really good feel.
Yeah, as long as if you're going to choose to work with one that hasn't already like had my moment with them, just so you know that you could make it harder. Okay.
I want to do this.
Okay, with everyone. Okay. Because like she won't have the same response on the other side because she hasn't made that connection yet to the other side. So chances are if you bounce around on the other side of her, she's like going for the hills for right now. I mean, I can make the other side, but we'll do one side and because she's very fearful to begin with, we'll just let her soak on that. Desensitive. Yeah. Exposure.
Oh, and this actually makes her happier.
Oh, absolutely.
So the rest of her life, she doesn't have to be afraid when somebody walks up to her like that.